Not Big Chesty, Big Sexy. And welcome back to Nakina Unfiltered, episode
39
of the podcast, baby. How y'all doing?
How y'all doing? Will, turn that thing
No,
off.
you can barely hear.
Well, I hope they can hear us on the audio.
They can hear us. I know you can
I'm
barely
sorry,
hear.
y'all. The little air conditioner is on in here.
You can barely hear it.
Hopefully, y'all don't hear it loud.
It's ambient sound.
It's hot, okay?
I'm not about to sit here and record videos while it's hot.
Well, I'm just telling you.
Play with y'all.
Look, how y'all doing today? I hope y'all having a wonderful day today.
Y'all better be having a wonderful day today.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna go ahead and get started. It says, just found out my dad is dating my best friend. Ooh. I don't know how to handle this situation. I need y'all advice. What do y'all think I should do? I say nothing.
It ain't got nothing to do with you.
The reason why I know you looking at it like that's your home girl or whatever, and you know you can't believe she talked to your dad. But I feel like
It ain't got nothing to do with you.
I feel like dad just ignore it.
They broke. They get this stupid fly.
Anyway, I feel like
They're both adults. You can't do nothing about
that. If you feel like it's just that horrible to you that she talked to your dad, then just stop being her friend. It's real simple. Just stop being her friend.
Look,
instead of just trying to.
They are both adults. You can't do nothing about that.
Right, they're both adults, and I feel like I said, if you have a problem with it and you know she don't want to listen, then you don't have to be her friend. It's just that simple. You don't have to be her friend.
But she's still gonna see your dad.
She's still right. She's still gonna see him though.
Right.
You know. Do you consider your significant other looking and talking to other people on dating apps cheating? I mean,
why are you on a dating app if you have a significant other?
Look, it sounds like to me you still want to have fun, and you want our advice, our opinion, to see if we're gonna say it's cool.
I'm not gonna tell you.
But I'm not gonna tell you it's cool though, for the fact of, who would be okay with their significant other or whoever being on a dating app. That means you still looking for someone. So no.
Yeah, that's about.
I think that's out of there.
That's dumb. That's so dumb.
Haven't met my boyfriend's parents after 5 years together, but his ex-girlfriend got a chance to meet his parents. Am I wrong for asking him why he hasn't introduced us? I literally been living with him for about 4 years and still haven't met his parents. That's strange.
It is.
Especially due to the fact that he has living parents and he still haven't,
I don't know. I mean, ask him.
Ask him. Maybe, I'm not going to say maybe he has somebody else. Because it sounds like maybe, it's an issue with his parents and he just don't want you around him. Because I have had friends like that where they didn't want who they was with around their parents due to the fact of, I guess, the negativity and keeping up stuff and whatnot. So I say find out first before you, rule out
you know what?
He got somebody else.
You know what it probably is though?
What?
His parents probably liked his ex so much that they can't see him with nobody else but her, and that's they probably gonna he probably knows that, and he don't want you around that or something. Right. But I'll say if you want, if you ain't ask him.
Just ask him. It's simple. Communicate.
Communication goes a long way in a relationship, baby.
It does. It really does. It says ex's mom refuses to delete my pictures off her Instagram. I recently broke up with her son, who I'll just say wasn't a nice guy, and leave it at that. If you have ever seen that movie Enough with J-Lo, I have. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, I know what you're talking. Yeah.
Yeah. She said, and am I wrong for being mad? She won't remove pictures of me and him off her social media. I want no attachments to them whatsoever.
I mean, I feel like she was I ain't gonna say in love with you, but I feel like she felt that close to you, like she felt a close bond, like you could have been her daughter-in-law,
right?
And I feel like she needs some time to maybe process it. And
I got on headphones.
I feel like she maybe needs some time to process the fact that y'all not together no more and delete them pictures. But she probably gonna keep them pictures for herself if she after she delete them. But I feel like give her some time. I feel like she really liked you that much.
Right. Give her some time to do it. Don't just be at her, because that just means that she liked you. You said she's not being negative towards you.
She liked you a lot.
Obviously, she liked you a lot. And I mean, it's a picture, girl. Just, I understand, you know, right now it's fresh. Y'all just broke up or whatever. But, girl, give it some time. You ain't with him no more. That's the best part, is that you're not with him no more, and you're moving on, and you're getting yourself straight, okay?
Right, and if his mom is a sweet lady, I mean, ain't nothing to stop you from having girl time with you. You ain't got to be around him to hang out with his mom or be close with his mom.
Yeah. So I
but
say,
it sounds like
that
ain't what you want to.
Right. It says, I did not want to marry the man I married 5 years ago. Okay.
What?
Okay.
Then why did you marry him?
Right. It say, in thought it was too close to the wedding to say no. I slept with his best friend the night before the wedding. Well, after finding out he had cheated on me weeks before the big day.
Oh.
Now I'm finding out he never cheated and his best friend lied because he wanted me for himself.
Why would you listen?
Hold on now. I need advice. Should I tell him that I cheated with his best friend or just act like nothing happened?
Tell him.
I think you need to tell him.
You should have told him when it happened.
You should have told him when it happened. So
why would you listen to his best friend?
Out there on the table.
Why would you listen?
Look, let me tell you something.
That ain't his friend, buddy. A snake.
I'm already knowing his friend showed you in some kind of way. You probably ignored the signs that he was interested in you, and he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna tell her he cheated." And then what you do? Because he told you that you cheated with his best friend, you're supposed to fact check. It doesn't, like, look, you gotta fact check certain stuff, okay? You gotta, if I would have heard that, I would be like, okay, bet. I would have went to Will and I would be like, Will, you know, I'm hearing da-da-da, this and that. What's the deal, you know? And we would have figured that out. But going off what his best friend said, I don't do that. I don't do that because you never know whose intentions are really good and whose are not. Especially when you're dealing with best friends, cousins, relatives, whoever. Like, sometimes you just got to ask.
And the fact that he told you that he cheated and then proceeds to get with you, sleep with you,
and still best friends with him.
Meant that meant that he was lying in the first place.
Yeah.
He was clearly on a mission to get some.
And I think he was trying to see if he was easy too. Like,
apparently easy.
I mean, hey,
if that's all it took
on him since then.
Nah, if that's all it took.
I mean,
because if somebody came up to you randomly, right, I was like, "Oh, I saw your husband with another woman."
Oh, I'm gonna get to the bottom of it.
No. It's just an example, just like she did.
Okay.
If is it? Oh, I saw your husband with another woman, and you just go, "Oh, well, let me sleep with you because you clearly don't want to sleep with me because you just being a good person. So I'm gonna sleep with you to get back at him." That's stupid. You're easy.
Well, she's not that way anymore. She's grown since then.
Ain't no grown since.
No, she has, and she said that she has grown since then. It's just at that point in time, you know. They were younger, so years have passed. So they've started a family. They've moved on since that incident. But it's tearing her apart because she wants to tell him, but she don't know how to present it to him.
Just tell him.
I say just tell him. You know, just tell him like, hey, look, when I was younger, I was easy. You know, he told me this, and I did this and that because I thought this and that. I should have came to you and talked to you. Just look. Straight out, say whatever. But sometimes when your emotions get involved, not everybody act the same way. Not everybody reacts the same way to certain information.
A lot of people is lacking common sense, and that was one of those situations where a person was lacking common sense. Because ain't no way.
Yeah. But he knew.
I fact check everything.
But I understand what happened, though. He knew enough about her to, you know, figure out what he needed to say, how he needed to maneuver. Right. It's no telling what all he said.
But it doesn't matter though.
I know, but it's like that, and we've been around females like that. So you know, it sometimes it just depends on what all happened in the relationship to get her to that point to where she like, okay, so he cheated, because we don't know if that's his first time. We just know that during that time that the dude said he cheated, he didn't. Because think about it, she just reacted.
Nakina, listen to everything she said. She said she didn't want to marry him. Mm-hmm. And when Buddy came to her, she was like, "Oh, I already don't want to marry him."
Well, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that part.
Exactly. You gotta think about all the pieces. You gotta put all the pieces together.
I forgot about that part, boy.
Of course you did, because we talking about a fellow woman. You don't want another woman to be in the wrong.
Boy, bye. Yeah. Anyway, what would be? He killed my nerve.
But yeah, tell him. It don't matter how you tell him.
Yeah,
because he gonna feel the same way. I don't care if his birthday, if it's his. My brain can't form words today. I don't care if it's his birthday. You can come to him in the most gentlest way you can. Hey, happy birthday! By the way, I slept with your best friend 5 years ago.
Right, but
he's still gonna, you know.
I think the reason she didn't want to marry him was because she heard that he had cheated.
No, she said she already didn't want to marry him.
I know, but I'm saying.
And then she heard he cheated.
Well, yeah.
Which he didn't do.
But I feel like if you didn't want to marry him, you shouldn't marry him. I don't care if it's the day of the wedding. I'm not about to marry somebody and I completely just like, I don't want to be involved with this person no more, da-da-da. Like, that there, just, I don't know. That's a life-changing decision.
And now look at you in the pickle because you believe somebody that you shouldn't have believed. Because you was that vulnerable. You was that naive.
It happens sometimes. But it was easy for her to do that because she already didn't want to marry him.
Yeah.
So it didn't take much. But I feel like you should have just called off the wedding with him and it could have like spared both of y'all feelings. But anyway,
now you gotta tell them.
What would be the best way to tell a parent you're moving out if they throw a tantrum when you ask them for anything or just in general throw a tantrum? I'm 20 and I have a job and my own money. To give you a little backstory, I'm in the process of moving into my own place. My mother doesn't know because basically she's very controlling. She wants to control my money and just everything I do in general. And I thought she was just being an overprotective parent. But everyone around me tells me she treats me this way because I allow her to treat me like this.
You're 20, you're an adult.
When I get paid, she expects me to just not enjoy myself. I'm very responsible and I'm just frustrated. It's just frustrating. Any advice? First off, you're 20. Why are you tiptoeing around your mother?
I'm not tiptoeing around.
Telling her that you're moving. You're grown. I understand you're trying to spare her feelings, but I feel like you're grown. You should be able to move out when you're ready.
You know what you do? You're in the process of moving. Don't tell her nothing until the day you leave.
Right, I was just about to say, and if you
don't
feel
tell her
that
nothing
way,
until the day you leave.
If you feel in your heart you can't handle it, you can't tell her, then the best thing to do is wait till that day. And the reason why I say that is because if you tell her before, and it sounds like she has a certain kind of what am I trying to say?
The lady sound crazy. Is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, she sound like she just don't want you to just branch out and live and this and that. Live the adult world. I don't know necessarily the whole situation with you and your mom.
It sounds controlling.
But it sounds like she's just very controlling. And I feel like in situations like that, the best thing you can do is you can still show her love. That's your mom. But at the same time, you got to stand your ground and tell her, like, look, I'm an adult. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I need to do. Yeah. You don't have to be aggressive and be like, all that extra. You ain't got to do all that.
My mom didn't act like that. She wasn't controlling. And it also helped that she already wanted me out the house. She was like, look, you got kids. Because at the time, we was living in her house. My wife, and the kids. She was like, you got kids. Y'all got to find some. Look.
Yeah, it was
She ain't kick us out, but she was like, when y'all, it was like dang near every couple of weeks when y'all, y'all find a place yet.
We had transitioned at this time. Like, we was like 18, 19 years old.
Yeah, we was young.
We already had a child and one on the way at that time.
And then by the time we settled in, next thing you know, we got 3 kids living with my mama.
We had 3 kids. Yeah, because I had them back to back, the 3 oldest. And by the time we had the third one, I had already went back to school and kind of transitioned, finally got my own place and,
we got our own place.
Entered the adult world by like 21. So, yeah.
But yeah, I'd say just, I ain't gonna say tiptoe around her, But don't tell her that you're moving until the day you leave.
Yeah.
Like, when she sees you carrying your stuff outside to the moving truck, that's when you tell her.
Right. If you feel like you ain't got it in your heart to tell her before, just tell her that day. That's the only advice I can give in that situation.
Yeah.
But I know how it is. I've been there. We've been there. We've done that.
Shoot, my mom was so excited. She helped me move. She was like, "Get out."
She told us, she was like, "I hate to see you leave, but
you can't stay here." Oh my soul. I gotta always come visit, but you can't come back here. No.
Right. But let me tell y'all, when he like got his own place, like when we moved to our own place, like him and his mom got very close, I think, because they had time to like really.
We were already close.
Breathe. I know, but you know what I'm saying.
But
like,
we got even closer
when
right.
I feel like with parents, when your child like leave the nest, I feel like you kind of get closer because now the child understands the adult world, and you know you kind of get more of an understanding.
But then on top of that, you know the parent misses you.
Right. And when you under the same roof, you're like bumping heads half the time because you have your stuff you want to do, and then this parent is like, this is my house.
This is my house.
You know, so yeah.
But I don't want you to get your own house.
Right.
My mom was like, get out, get out. Get
and she always came to visit. Because, I mean, we stayed in the same city, so she was always
She always came to visit.
Yeah. But anyway.
I missed that lady.
Called in sick to work, and my manager is making me feel bad about it. Have you ever experienced this before? Because I really wasn't feeling well, by the way. My name is Stacy, and I love your Stacy and Casey series. I can't wait to the next episode.
We actually got that episode wrote up. We got that script wrote out. We're gonna shoot it very soon.
Yeah, very soon. But yes, I have experienced that.
New York in the house.
My experience, I had ended up spraining my wrist at work or whatever, and it was like this lady was like 500 pounds. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't even about to sugarcoat it. Okay, I was about to try and make it sound, you know, kind of
try to dress it up.
I can't.
She was kind of a plus size. Nah, she was 500
pounds. And I had to roll her in the bed, and my wrist, like, it had this little loud pop. My coworker was on the other side because, you know, it's a 2-person assist. Anybody who's working in the healthcare field know what I'm talking about. Right. So I'm rolling her, and my wrist pops. This lady rolls back on my wrist, y'all. Like, I can't even explain it to you. My coworker studied trying to get her to roll back over. And when I moved my wrist, it was like, I can't even explain it to you. It was starting to swell up and everything by the time we got her off my wrist. And I ended up having to miss work for like a few days. It would have been longer, but the supervisor I had, she was like, oh, you know, we short on the flow, and it's like, keep in mind, what can I do with one hand, like, you know? And she's like, oh, I need you to get back on the floor. So it gets to the point where she's somehow, she didn't have nobody on the floor and all this and that. So I ended up having to come to work.
Nope, I'd have been like,
with that sprained wrist, and you know, I did what I could do, but I would tell her, like, look, I can do certain things with this one hand, but rolling people, you're going to have to get somebody in here to roll them so I can do what I got to do.
She was always better than me because I didn't, when I wanted a day off and I needed one, I didn't go in. I don't care what they said. I'd be like, dang, that's crazy.
I came in because, you know, I had just.
I see you at work tomorrow. I ain't coming in today.
Time just like got hired there. I had been there for like a few months in, and I was the newbie, so I was new to like I said, I was young, so I was kind of new to like the workforce type stuff. Yeah. And I didn't know no better at that time. And you know, that's when his mom, she was like, baby, no, you know, you do this, you do that, and take care of that. So that's what I did, and I was able to get more time off after a while.
Yeah, one thing about it is I don't care what they say, they cannot force you to come in.
Right, and see,
if you're injured and you need a day off, they cannot force you to come in.
But see, this the thing though. Like, I had a doctor's note. I had proof of my injury and stuff, but that didn't know. The way that place, you know, operated, no.
Look.
They didn't care about you being sick. injured. Like all they care about was you being on that floor.
Like I said, you was better than me because I wouldn't have answered my phone. I'd have seen that number and I'd have sat there and let it ring.
But that person I was at 21, 22, range, I'm not that same person. I know better now. But then, no.
I never cared. Not a single care.
But yeah.
Not a single care in my body. Short, since 1993.
That's when you was born.
Exactly. I was born without a care in this world. So do not play with me because I don't care.
But yeah, I learned after some time that they wasn't supposed to do that. Yeah. From another.
I knew from the beginning.
His mom and stuff, and
I knew from the beginning, but she's sitting here. Oh my God, they can't make you do nothing.
When they told me I was supposed to come in, I'm thinking I'm about to like pass out ice to patients, stuff like that. Like they had to deal with this other woman, but no, she thought I was about to be doing all this other stuff. I say no, I can't do that. Not with this wrist. What am I supposed to do with it?
I wouldn't have came in at
bandage.
all. I would have sat.
What am I supposed to do?
I would have sat at home.
But
and they would have had to deal with it.
You should not feel upset. I mean, you shouldn't feel bad because you really wasn't feeling well. Okay.
Yeah.
If you wasn't feeling well, ignore that employee. Anyway,
don't answer them phone calls.
I need y'all advice. I just got a tattoo recently to surprise my boyfriend. And when he saw it, he was mad because he doesn't like tattoos. And he says if I don't remove the tattoo, we're done. I feel like he's just looking for an easy way out as far as like breaking up with me. What should I do?
That's what it sounds like.
It sounds like he's looking for an easy way out.
So yeah, get cut your losses, and I would get that tattoo removed because you don't want that on your body.
Yeah, you don't want that on your body.
Or either get it covered up with something.
See, that's the thing about tattoos. I feel like when you get a tattoo, you're gonna get somebody's name. Make sure that's somebody that you're willing to see on name on your skin if it goes sour.
Only way you should get a person's name tattooed on you is if that's your husband or your wife. If that's your spouse. If that's your spouse, that's the only time you get it tattooed. Or unless you have a child the same name as the person you see it. Right. Because if we didn't work out, my oldest name is Will. Yeah, and she got Will on her wrist.
When I got Will on my wrist, I sat there and was like, okay, I'm gonna get Will because our son's name is also Will and he's his junior. Therefore, if it didn't work out, my son's name is Will too.
Right.
So that's why I had got this. And, I thought about that when I did that. It wasn't necessarily like I was like, oh, I'm preparing to break up. No, it was just I was thinking in terms of a tattoo is kind of like a permanent thing. Although you can get it removed, it's just the fact of if it don't work out, you don't want to have to look at that person's name on your skin.
And I got Kitty on my wrist. Look at that. Hold on. I got Kitty on my wrist. It's upside down, but I got I got to show it to you this way. And I got B and K on my neck, but you can barely see it.
Yeah.
I had to get right up on the camera.
He got B and K on his neck, not because it's Burger King, but it's just a nickname I gave him, and then he nicknamed me Kitty. So that's.
She used to call me Binky.
I used to call him
because
Binky
she talking about you look like the dude.
Because he's like a bear, he's just
the dude from Arthur, Binky from Arthur. I'm a grown man.
Reminded me of
calling me Binky.
Seen Arthur, you seen how Binky was like. He just. I don't know.
The big one, yeah.
The one the big one.
The one that looked like a bully, but he wasn't a bully.
Right. And that's what reminded me of Will. So I started calling him that when we first got together.
That's why I used to think Binky was a bully on Arthur. And then I really watched the show. Yeah. I really paid attention. And he wasn't a bully.
Yeah.
He was just big.
Right. But yeah, my advice would be to it's time to go. If it's that serious to him about that tattoo.
Yeah, because he's looking for any way out.
Right. Somebody said, I got a question. Do y'all still wear V-necks? Yeah, sometimes.
I barely wear them, but I still wear them sometimes.
I mean, yeah.
It depends on the mood. If I'm in a V-neck mood, like if I'm feeling all sexy and frisky, throw on a V-neck, like let me show off a little bit of my chest.
But yeah, like. Sometimes we still wear V-necks. I mean, what's wrong with it?
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with a V-neck, baby. A good V-neck? Yeah, you can't go wrong with a good V-neck.
What kind of food do you prefer most? Homemade or restaurant? And has anybody ever made something so nasty you decided not to eat at their house again? Woo! I'm going to let you go first.
I prefer homemade, and I haven't had anything like that because I don't go to people's houses. I don't go to people's houses. So,
I have. I to me, I really don't. I don't know. I don't necessarily have a preference. I mean, I mostly like to eat homemade food, but I do like to occasionally go out and get something to eat. You know, you had those days when you feel
when
like
you just
cooking.
you don't feel like
chill,
on my soul.
You know,
I had those days a lot. So I definitely I like to go and get out, go out and get food, but I prefer a home cooked meal.
Yeah,
you know, I know what I put in it. I know what you know. I know it's gonna be delicious.
And as far as eating out at somebody's house, yes, I've experienced that where you go to their house and you know the food is smelling amazing. I mean, the aroma is there, just you know, and then you get it on the plate and you like, this tastes good. This tastes good. You get to that one item and you like, woo, you know, yeah, I've experienced that. I don't know how many occasions, but I've experienced.
Like you deceived me.
And it was as a teenager.
I can't believe you did this.
People's houses.
I'm appalled.
And eating their relatives' food. And that's when I learned to stop eating everybody's
I never
food,
did that.
You know?
I never did that. I never went to people's houses.
I did. You know how it was in Chicago. Like, everybody was at everybody's house. Somebody, mama, grandma, whoever was cooking. They like, you want a plate, baby? You want a plate? You like, shoot, go ahead. Put it on there.
Yeah, I never went to people's houses like that. Your phone about to die?
I mean, it
your phone ain't
sound,
never on the charger. Yeah. Your phone ain't never
anyway, are there things you know now as an adult that you wish that you knew as a teenager? Oh, plenty.
Yes, a lot of stuff. Like, weightlifting is amazing. I ain't learned it until I was an adult. It's amazing.
I wish I knew plenty of things, but I can't do nothing about that now. I'm an adult.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's so many things that I have learned throughout the years, whether who I work for, where I'm at. Like, I have learned so many things that I wish I knew. If I knew the things that I knew now, I would have definitely did them different back then. Half the stuff would not have been done, okay?
Yeah.
But I'm a different person now. I have changed from what I used to be. So, you know, and I'm kind of proud of myself, you know?
Live and you learn. I feel like shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Right. So it's just like,
you can't change the past. Only thing you can do is keep moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of people who did, you know, things or whatever might have been towards me or whatever. Trust and believe, if I knew what I knew now.
I tried to tell you back then.
But you
not
know
to deal with certain people. I'm not gonna say their name, but I told you back then.
Say names.
I ain't tiptoeing around nobody.
Well, I mean, hey. But you know, it's I don't know. It's a learning.
Look,
you know,
I tried to tell her back then, but she don't listen to me. She don't listen. She always got to hear from somebody else.
If I could do certain things, if I knew the things I knew now, then yes.
You knew now or know now?
You know what I'm saying.
If I knew
you know
the things
what I'm trying to say.
If I knew.
He knew. He
knew what I knew, what I didn't knew, but I knew now, but I didn't knew back then, but I knew.
You get what I'm saying.
If you knew what I knew, that you knew that I didn't know, that I knew now, that I knew then.
And shout out to you, Stacy, because when I said your name, I don't think
Stacy and Casey and Stacy.
If you had to choose between bagels and biscuits, which one you choosing?
Biscuits.
That's easy.
That's easy. Biscuits.
One. Biscuits. I don't eat bagels like
bagels too tough.
I can't when I'm trying to bite the one. I'm just like
eating a bagel is like you chewing on rubber or something. You chewing on a tire. You might as well be chewing on a tire eating a bagel.
And y'all, those of y'all who do prefer bagels over biscuits, comment below which one you choosing, biscuits or bagels. Now I'm curious.
We don't show no sympathy over here. Shame on you for chewing that rubbery bread.
But nah, like I have like. I don't know. Like when I'm in the store, the first thing I think of is biscuits. I don't think of bagels.
Only way I'm getting some bagels if it's like if they like raisin cinnamon bagels or something.
Right now, those are good.
Those are good with the raisins in them. Yeah.
Have you ever felt like if you could go back in time?
Yes, literally. You don't know how many times.
Hold on, let me
finish the question.
Have you ever felt like if you could go back in time, you would have done things different, like certain life experiences? That's what we were talking about.
Literally.
Yes.
I say that to myself all the time. If I go back in time to young me, I will go back to when I was 16 and tell me, start lifting weights now.
If I could go back
now
in time.
Or 15-year-old me.
it's so many things I would have done different. It's a lot of things I would have did the same, but there's a lot of things I would have done different.
And I would tell myself to say, all that money that moms gave you, save it.
I definitely would have, literally, I would have saved money. I would have invested in stuff at a young age. Like, it's so many things that I would have done differently if I could go back in time. I would still have my kids, though. I would never want to change that.
But I would tell look, start lifting weights now. You know, I would go back to 15-year-old me and say, start lifting weights now.
Right.
Start, you know.
And got married. I want to change that.
Yeah, I'd be like, save every last little bit of money you get, save it.
Yeah.
All that other stuff is not worth it.
I promise you.
Save it.
It's so many things that I would, if I could go back in time, be like, look, don't do this and don't do that. That's going to be a bad outcome. Do this. This is the good. This is the bad. And this is the good. And just keep on, you know, like, yes. Yeah. Yes. I would tell myself certain stuff that's coming up so I could be prepared and all this stuff. You got to do this. You got to do that.
And I would tell who win a certain Super Bowl so that money I'm saving, I could make more.
Everybody would do that. Like, y'all can't tell me, if y'all could go back in time, y'all wouldn't be like, look, this Super Bowl right here this year go win. Like,
be like, put every last little bit of money you got right there, right on that team right there.
But yeah,
bet that money.
Do you feel like you have it all figured out when you become an adult? No. And nope. I hate when people say that. When I tell you, I hate when I hear somebody say, oh, you know, when you become an adult, you have life all figured out. No, you don't.
You do not.
I'm still figuring out stuff.
I'm 28 and I still ain't got it figured out.
I'm still figuring out stuff at 27. I'm still trying to figure out certain stuff. Just like, okay, do this and do that. Don't do that. You know, do this. Like,
because there's still a lot of stuff you got to learn that you weren't taught.
I'm still learning every single day.
Investing in certain type of stuff, you know, about purchasing land and, you know, all this other type of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that you got to, you know.
Right. And
it's a lot of stuff that you got to, that I feel like should have been taught in school, like how to pay bills, how to apply for like a credit card, how to do a whole lot of stuff. How to get, maybe because a lot of people ain't got the money to just go and buy a house, but if you got I feel like they should be teaching the importance of credit and all that stuff.
Because when you become an adult, everything seems like it's about credit.
They don't care.
Need credit to lease a car.
If you go to one of these banks and ask for a home loan, I don't care how much money you got. You can have enough money to buy. If you can be looking at a house, you can have enough money to buy that house 3 times over.
But
if your credit ain't right, they don't care how much money you got. And you're not gonna get that house.
Like it, and then you hear a lot. Oh, you don't have enough credit. Well, I'm trying to build it.
Exactly.
Help me out.
You don't have enough, and then they don't want to help you build your credit.
Yeah.
But so what you have to do now you have to you have to pay your bills on time, and you have to you get a credit card and you pay that off. And don't use it a lot of the time. If you got a $300 limit, the most you use like $30 put in your gas tank and then pay it off immediately. $30 put in your gas tank, pay it off immediately.
Now this is just my opinion. I don't want to see nobody in the comment section,
right.
Or you get,
or you right. Or you get you lease you a vehicle, because that also helps your credit.
Yeah.
You paying on your car note and stuff. All that stuff to build your it's a lot of stuff you can do to build your credit real fast.
Yeah. And even to rent a place, you gotta have a certain amount of credit now. It's just like, I be like, to rent a place, do you think if I had this credit score right here, you asking for?
I've seen a lot of places.
I be owning.
Oh my soul.
Own me, son.
I've seen a lot of places that was like, it was a few places that was like, oh, you need like at least a 720.
Yeah.
Who got a 720 trying to rent from somebody?
Right.
If I had a 720 credit score, I'd be at the bank getting me a loan.
I promise
for me a house.
Ain't
no way I'm renting for me if I got a 720.
Okay.
Get get out my face with all that.
Be understanding
why rent from you when I can pay me a mortgage?
Right.
And be paying down, I'm paying down, and all the money I'm paying is towards me owning my house.
I literally, I have had conversations with people that's like 30, maybe 32 years of age, and they would tell me like they
older
started
people that's
they first place at like 21.
You
know, and I'm just like,
because they was taught right,
and I'm just like, man, like certain things that I would hear certain people say they did, I'd be dang, I wish I had the same knowledge at that time, you know.
It all depends on how you came up.
Yourself,
it all depends on how you came up, because some parents they own businesses, they entrepreneurs, and they teach their kids young. So by the time they like 16, 17, they done bought their child their own little rental property, and by the time they an adult, they know how the game goes. So they done already learned everything. They still learning, but they done learned everything they need to know where they know well enough to what they should and shouldn't be doing.
Right.
Our parents weren't like that.
Well, yeah.
Our parents work for a living.
But they old school, you know.
My mom worked for a living.
Old school parents
and my pops worked for a living. No.
Old school parents are like totally different from like, you know, the younger generation.
that older generation.
They have their mindset of how they was raised,
and they stubborn.
You know,
my pops is a stubborn man. He is stubborn. I try to tell him so much stuff, and he just no. And I'll just be like,
give it a chance.
I'll just be like, if he would just listen. If he would just listen.
Every child is like that with their parent, though.
Right.
You try to tell them something.
Yeah, cause that generation, the generation before us, like the 70s and 80s, they very stubborn. They are very stubborn. They
was used to what they was.
They stuck in their ways. It's like they not used to all this new stuff. Like now you'll see them with like the technology and all that type of stuff, you know. But it's like when it come to trying to tell them how to, you know, maneuver.
Yeah. They get a little
They stuck in their ways. They stuck because
not everybody do though. But some.
Because I anything that I plan on doing, I do research into. I do research into a lot of stuff, right? And you know, so I would feel like I know some things, but talking to that man is like talking to talking to brick wall.
But the younger version.
It's like talking to me,
right?
Because she it's the same with her. Because she tries to talk to me about certain stuff, and I'm just nope.
Right.
Nope. And I know where I get it from. I know what she deals with, but it's just like sometimes you gotta. And I had to learn that too. I started listening to her more because I was in my own way for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I was in our way because I was being stubborn and wasn't doing certain type of stuff.
Yeah.
And now I done opened my eyes and my mind to a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And now, you know, we kind of flourishing and progressing in life.
Right.
And, you know, instead of being stuck in my ways, I'm not, you know.
Yeah. But enough about that. What's one thing y'all think?
You got to open your mind.
Some people get confused about relationships. I think some people get confused that some people say that a healthy relationship, you don't argue. Sometimes holding in that stuff for so long makes it worse, in my opinion.
A healthy relationship. I'm not saying
you gotta argue, but
a healthy relationship, not necessarily because everybody argue. I don't care what it is. I don't care
who you are. You have argued at some point or disagreed with who you with at some point throughout the relationship.
But a healthy relationship is disagreeing. Is disagreeing with the other person, but y'all talking it out. Y'all talking out y'all differences.
Disagreeing.
Y'all ain't sitting there yelling at each other.
You can have an argument without yelling at each other.
Yeah, you can have an argument without yelling.
You literally can have.
You can have a disagreement. Y'all talk it out.
But I think some people get that confused.
But our relationship, nah, she yells, and I be like, "Why are you yelling at me?" That's how I be. Because she like to yell at me. Because I be just chilling. I be minding my own business, and she just, what you do? And I just be like,
no.
Why are you yelling at me?
No, do not pay him no mind. But yeah, I think some people get that confused, and I also think people get confused that you're supposed to be that only relationships where you all. I mean, because what I'm trying to say is,
what are you trying to say?
No, I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this. Where like,
I don't think you know what you're trying to say.
Would you hush?
I'm just trying to see where you going with it, because you just. I'm trying
to think of the best way to explain it very clearly. Like, you know how you see those relationships on social media where they all happy all the time, and
on camera.
You never see them really disagree on stuff.
You never see behind the scenes.
Oh, this is what a relationship looks like. If my relationship don't look like this, and this is not what I'm getting, then I don't want it. But you don't get to see behind the scenes when that woman is trying to get this guy to wear a certain shirt, for a picture, or just
y'all don't see the arguments, y'all don't see the disagreements, y'all don't see none of that.
She want to go to this place and he don't want to. He want to sit at home, play his game. Like, you don't get to see.
Y'all don't get to see none of that.
So I feel like people get that confused sometimes, where they see something on social media and they like, okay, this is what I have to have.
And they go, oh, relationship goals. No.
So now, they at the point where, because they don't have what this person have in their relationship, they
feel like that their relationship ain't good enough.
Right. And I feel like what works for
you got to take what you have.
For the next.
Exactly. You got to take what you have and make it work.
Yeah.
Because if you end the relationships because it don't look like somebody else's, you ain't never going to be in a good relationship.
I promise you. But yeah, we appreciate y'all for hanging out with us.
Yes.
We hope y'all had a good time.
Y'all better have had a... If y'all didn't have a good time, I'm going to show up at y'all house with a bucket of KFC chicken. And I'm going to wipe my greasy hands on your couch.
Will, you can't be telling them
I'm going to wipe my greasy
hands on their couch. That's rude.
I'm going to wipe my greasy hands.
Anyway, we appreciate y'all. I'm not playing. I'm dead
serious.
SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Podcasts.
If you're watching on YouTube,
Amazon Music, watch it on YouTube, wherever the podcast is at, we appreciate y'all.
Yes.
Okay,
we appreciate everybody that's watching.
Return for the next episode next Saturday. Okay.
Yes.
And
we love all y'all. We think all y'all are cute. You so cute.
What is your? Okay. Yeah. See y'all. Peace.
Especially everybody that right in. Y'all so cute.